Jacob's best years of his life were where he studied Torah with his children and transformed their lives from darkness to light. And he made their sojourn in Egypt a lot easier. After he dies, 17 years later, a darkness falls upon the children of Israel, and the exile starts being felt. Even though Joseph was still the viceroy of Egypt, and he's only 56 years old, and he will live another 54 years. But Joseph's power starts waning after the death of his father. And so the exile begins in earnest after the death of Jacob. For Jacob illuminated our lives by teaching us, and continued to teach us through the offices of his own children, his own sons. Levi was ordered to be the Rosh Yeshiva, the head of the academy, after Jacob dies, so that the study of the Torah should be continued, and this continued on to the time of the Exodus. The only thing is, it was only the tribe of the Levites and some selected individual that stuck around. The rest of the community became Egyptianized. They became like Americans, just like they had the American Jewish Congress, the AJC. They had the EJC, the Egyptian Jewish Congress, and the Egyptian Jewish Federation. And this was something that Moses had to battle against, because there were people who thought that the values of the Jewish people were long gone. But it was Jacob's foresight to make sure that there would be a group of people dedicated to continue the battles of Yiddishkeit, even in the darkest recesses of the exile of Egypt. And the EJF, the Egyptian Jewish Federation, and the Egyptian Jewish Committee, the EJC, opposed Moses, just as the AJC and the AJF opposed religious Judaism. They oppose people who demonstrate their Yiddishkeit publicly, and they try to stop their actions. But Jacob's best years of his life was ensuring that there would be continuity. And that is why the Lubavitcher Rebbe took his best students, his greatest students, people with the greatest potential, such as Yitzchak David Groner of blessed memory, who just died this year at age 80, who at 19 knew the entire Tzos HaChoshen by heart, which is a massive volume of novelay that most students never learned a tenth of. He learned the whole book and knew it by heart. And at age 19, the Lubavitcher Rebbe said, Jewish children are in danger. You have to go out and create a school for them. He sent them to Providence and to Buffalo, and eventually he became in charge of all of the places, all of the Jewish schools that were under the Lubavitcher Rebbe's tutelage in the Northeast. And later on was sent by the Rebbe as his personal emissary to Australia. And there he founded Chabad of Australia, where there were thousands of students in their system today. And they have hundreds and hundreds of families, Shomrei Torah mitzvahs, all on account of this one Rabbi Yitzchak David Groner, who could have been a master in a yeshiva as a Rosh Yeshiva. He was still a Rav, paskening, issuing verdicts in Australia. But of course, he had to sacrifice the time of his studies in order to teach other people. But those, my friends, were the best years of Jacob's life. And somebody who was involved in saving Jewish children is not just that he's in Kiruv, Nebuch, but rather he is the best of what Judaism has to offer. he sacrifices his spirituality. He sacrifices his own growth so that others may live. There is nothing greater other than giving your life up for God. And those who go against this are people not only insensitive, but have no spiritual concern, no spiritual direction, and they're self-important to no one else but themselves. And I don't care how many volumes they've studied, they haven't gotten the message. A person is judged by the merits of his conduct and character, not by how much he knows. There are many college professors who know more than you, sir, but they're also empty shells.